and the Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
Yeah.
And so what happened is down here we have the Department of Wildlife.
Right.
They released a tweet the other day, and I'll send you, Mike. If you don't believe it, I'll send you the picture of the tweet. Somebody filled out a cougar sighting report,
Nice.
and then in the description wrote your mother.
I think I saw that.
That's
I forgot
hilarious.
who shared it. Because I think underneath it says whoever wrote this, we want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So
Yeah, I was just like, I saw your dad, and it just reminded me of that. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what in the world happened there, but Clyde, would you give up a first round for Sean Payton?
No. Hell no.
I wouldn't. And here's why. Is Sean Payton going to fix the organization? I really don't know. None of us really knows. Would I give up a first round pick for him? Absolutely not. And especially if it comes in more picks, just simply because we need our picks, especially this year. Build that line back up or figure something out. I personally wouldn't. Who would I go as head coach? I don't know.
I want D'Amico Ryans.
Ooh, from San Francisco.
Yeah, that's what I want. And then I want Jim Caldwell to be the offensive coordinator / assistant head coach.
Who would be D coordinator?
Evero.
Do you think Evero becomes a guy?
Like a head
we
coach.
can't really afford to have a rookie quarterbacks. We can't afford to have rookie head coaches, though.
No.
See, that's where I think Jim Caldwell comes in and can be the assistant head coach, and that'll kind of make that hire of a brand new coach like D'Amico Ryans. They'll offset his inexperience at the head coaching level. But I think D'Amico Ryans is the next great head coach. I mean, whoever hires him as their coach is going to get one hell of a football coach.
Yeah. Of course, they have that.
Yes.
But I think it's a stupid rule, by the way. That Rooney rule where they have to interview a minority candidate before they announce a head coach. And I just think it would be hilarious and great if they contact Eric Bieniemy and say, hey, we need to interview you so we can be in compliance. And then he comes out there and is like, oh, you're a great head coach. We will give you a shot. That would be something. But I don't know.
Well, they interviewed him last year.
Did they interview him? I think they did interview him last year.
Yeah, they did. They interviewed him last year.
Yeah.
There's something about Eric Bieniemy that the league does not like.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
He rubs some people. I think he's just an asshole.
Maybe so. I don't know. But whatever it is. Anyway, could be. I don't know. One of my good friends out here at Edmond is a diehard Chiefs fan. He's been giving me some grief. And I told him, I said, when I was watching that game a couple of weeks ago, I said, hey, are you at your house? He goes, yeah, I'm at my house watching this game. I said, go to your kitchen and find your trash can. And he said, was Russell going to be in there? And I said, no, that pass interference penalty is going to be in there because that was garbage.
Oh, yeah, that was garbage.
I mean, the receiver was feeling where the defender was. It wasn't great separation, but the official saw the hand go out. Oh, that's offensive pass interference. But I don't know. That was a turning point in that game. We had that game won until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been great because I was getting ready to call him and just start trash talking him. And then I guess the football god said that ain't going to happen.
Is that 17 in a row? Is it 17 in a row for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. 17 in a row. Or is it 15? I don't know, but it's too many damn games in a row.
It's getting annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. We need a coach who's going to win. Who's going to win that? Who's going to beat the Chiefs?
Well,
Make mine D'Amico Ryans. I want him.
I doubt this would happen, but any chance he could be our D coordinator if he
No,
doesn't get the head coach?
no, because that's like taking a lateral move. He's not going to do. They're not going to let him do a lateral move.
It's 15 wins in a row.
15. Okay, 15. Still too damn many.
Yeah, it's too many because they haven't won. They haven't won.
Had to have been our Super Bowl year, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it was the Super Bowl
2015.
year.
They
That's
won. They won the
ever.
first game of the 2015 season.
And then that was that.
And they've lost every one since.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans, huh?
That's my guy. But you got to pair him with an offensive coordinator like Jim Caldwell. I think that's why they have, or even Brian Shaw that they interviewed this week as well.
Here you go. You want to? Well, it's not going to happen. But if you want a soap opera, either get Shaw or get Caldwell as your offensive coordinator. Excuse me, because wasn't Caldwell the head coach under when Andrew Luck was there in Indy?
Yeah, I think so.
And then what you do is bring Andrew Luck out of retirement.
No, it wasn't. No, he did not.
No?
He did not coach Andrew Luck. I know. No, he went to Detroit. He got fired after that 1-15 game season where Peyton was hurt all year. But he's a good football coach.
Oh, absolutely.
He was the coordinator for the Ravens team that won the Super Bowl the year 2012. That crazy, stupid game.
Morris.
Yeah, the Raheem Moore game. Yeah. Raheem Morris is another guy that they're interviewing for head coach. Thank God it's not the same fella that blew that play.
No. I saw that Sean Payton would be bringing Vic Fangio as D coordinator wherever he goes.
I'm okay with that.
It don't bother me, and if he came back to Denver, I really wouldn't care.
As a defensive coordinator? No, I wouldn't care. He'd be up in the booth anyway. Nobody could see him.
Exactly.
You can't boo the guy that's behind glass.
Dave, would you bring Jim Harbaugh to Denver?
Well, I would ask him some really tough questions in the interview to prove that he's capable of taking a chance on. I would ask him what's his plan for Russell Wilson, how to adapt, how is he going to adapt with a quarterback like that? And, another question says, would be, what's your since you've been to the Super Bowl with a quarter with, was it Kaepernick? No.
Yep.
Who was a quarterback?
Yeah, it was Kaepernick.
That was Kaepernick against his own brother.
Yeah.
And so I would say, hey, you got to convince me we're going to take a chance on you because we can't afford to miss again.
I don't think he's going to be available.
I think he's got a job. Excuse me. I think he's got it too made in Michigan right now to leave.
Yeah, he's just holding Michigan hostage right now. I think he's going to stay at Michigan.
See, I'm with you on that one. I don't see him. I know this upcoming week, Broncos are, of course, going to interview Sean Payton, the Rams D coordinator, Raheem Morris. They're going to also interview in-person interviews with 49er D coordinator D'Amico Ryans and also Dallas defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. I'm not really sold on Quinn. I know he was close to getting the job last year and this, that, and something else. I don't know if I would go that route. But I know they want somebody with head coaching experience, but
I do like Dan Quinn. Don't get me wrong.
Not much experience there.
You gotta involve Jim Caldwell in that too. He's got a lot of experience. Brian Shaw's got a lot of experience at Stanford. And you also have to remember who's leading this head coaching search.
Mm-hmm.
Condoleezza's very much active in this thing. And Condi has ties to Stanford. So I think if Harbaugh is going to leave, I think he comes to Denver. I don't think he will. But don't count out Brian Shaw as the next head coach of the Broncos either. Yeah, that's a very real possibility.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I noticed in the queue that we have one person so far in audience.
Nice.
I don't know who that is, but if you like to come on and give us your thoughts, feel free to jump on, and you'll be the first guest ever as a call-in. So we got that.
Nice.
Like to. I don't know you can call into these things. That's kind of cool.
That's
I
dope.
don't know how it works, but whatever. But anyway, 2023. So to everyone in the audience, if you would like to call in and give us your thoughts. 2023 schedule came out. Of course, we don't know the exact dates, but we do know the teams. The home schedule for the Broncos: the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, of course, Packers, Vikings, Patriots, Jets, Browns, Commanders at home, and then on the road, of course, you're 3 in the division: Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and then the Bears, Lions, Bills, Dolphins, Texans. Not bad.
It'll be a fun season.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but it's not. It's doable. I can definitely see more than 5 wins.
That Packers game is going to be interesting.
I don't think Rodgers is going to be there.
No.
I think it's going to be the Jordan Love-led Packers team.
Yeah.
What about Derek Carr? Where do we think he ends up at?
I'm going to go with the New York Jets.
Ooh. I think Zach Wilson's done.
Yep.
He's done my cougar mom.
Also, it was you who did that, right?
What's that?
You're the one that contacted the Department of Wildlife, huh?
Maybe it was.
I think it was Clyde. I can see.
No, it was Zach. It was Zach. Oh, Zach.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about the reason Nathaniel Hackett was fired the day after Christmas. When the schedule came out, and it was the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, versus the Denver Broncos. Everybody circled that matchup because it was supposed to be a matchup of 2 playoff caliber teams. That's what everybody thought it was going to be. But then it came time for the game, and it was 2 4-10 teams. Neither team was going to be, playing for draft position. And then Jared Goff gets hurt. You bring in Baker Mayfield, who's got kicked out of Cleveland and then dismissed from Carolina. What's going to happen with him? And then you lose by 3 touchdowns. I mean, that was just the catalyst, the detonation for the catalyst that just said, you know what, Nathaniel, you have no business being a head coach. You're out of here.
Well, you lost by 5 touchdowns. You're giving them too much credit.
Yeah. I mean, I was at my cousin's house in Arkansas watching that game. I was like, dude, this is ugly. I mean, it was almost the NFL version of the college football playoff national championship the other night. So
Ouch.
It was over by halftime.
It was over before we even got on the field.
I was in Honduras. They didn't let me watch it. They were like, it's on Nickelodeon, but not on the Nickelodeon down there. So I was glad. I found out 6 days later that they lost and what they lost by, and that they fired their coach. And I was like, oh, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. No kidding.
Good job.
Very cool.
Yeah. In fact, I told my girlfriend, I said, geez, what are your plans tonight? And I said, well, I'm recording a podcast. We're going to talk about the Denver Broncos. Her whole family's Dallas Cowboys fans. And so she goes, yeah, that's not interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's not very interesting to anybody who's not a Denver Broncos fan at this point. Honestly. Yeah. Is there a team more irrelevant than the Broncos?
Dude, we're the
one of the teams we're playing next year, the Houston Texans, are irrelevant.
Oh yeah, I forgot their team. Yeah, that's true.
Did you see Robert Griffin III, of course, the ESPN analyst? He released a tweet saying that the Houston Texans did Lovie Smith an injustice by firing him, saying nobody could win with that team.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Lovey got the short end of the stick.
Me too.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
They hired Lovey just to fire Lovey.
Yeah. Why hire him if you're going to let him go anyway, right?
It's pretty cheap.
Well,
I hate that league, that team.
And they knew what kind of team they had coming in. I mean, it wasn't going to be a spectacular team. They knew Deshaun was or wasn't going to play, and he wasn't going to make much of an impact if he was still down there anyway. That team just had no talent, and I thought Lovey just got shafted. But
I love that Lovey won that last game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fun.
Middle finger on the way out the door.
No, I'm not. I want to make sure you guys get the number 2 pick.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Biatch.
Yep. Pretty much.
So the Bears got the number 1, though. That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, and what's interesting is Lovie Smith used to coach the Bears.
Ah. Tinfoil hat time.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat time.
Right.
Yeah, I like Lovey. I think he's done coaching, though. I don't see him going anywhere else.
I think that's why, and there's actually, the whole thing is, there's technically three ways to leave a head coaching or any position in the NFL. You're fired, you resign, or they call it mutually agreeing to part ways.
Mm-hmm.
Or you die.
And yeah. Well, that too, which you've almost done. So maybe you have a little experience in that department.
Yeah.
So, but I think maybe Lovie Smith is like, you know what, he can fire me. I'm not gonna say a word because I just want to spend time with my family. I'm done coaching, so I don't think he made too big of a deal out of it.
He's going out like what was that guy from? What's his name from the Dolphins last year? They got fired and went out. Throwing bows.
Brian Flores?
Yeah, Flores. He's not going out like Brian
Flores.
Flores. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Why can't he be one of our coordinators, the defensive coordinator?
Because he said John Elway was drunk at an interview. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You can't talk shit about John Elway.
You can't know. Exactly.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it don't matter how horrible a job he did as GM. You cannot talk. You cannot talk crap about John Elway. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Big.
He committed career suicide last year on his way out the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did, honestly. Like,
well, no, he did,
coaching?
exactly.
Who's going to hire him now?
Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe. That's probably true.
Because Cleveland don't like John Elway at all.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. They're like, John Elway, did you like that? Like, jump on board. You should hear how John Elway did us.
Right.
Not just once, but 2 extra times.
Yeah. We lost our team. Our team went to Baltimore for a little bit because of John Elway.
Yeah.
Our team moved out of town.
Yeah, they packed up
John Elway.
Yeah, they packed up the Mayflower and hightailed it.
Oh God.
That's hilarious. Oh man, John Elway did the Browns dirty.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He just needs to go back to selling cars. That's what he needs to do.
Who, Elway?
Yeah.
Doesn't Elway have a restaurant somewhere in Denver or Cherry Creek?
Yeah. He said in the airport.
Of course it is. It's where all the rich people go.
Yeah. Good old Elway.
Yeah.
He's a douchebag.
He is.
I'm going to save that clip and just keep it over.
He is. I love him. Like, he's my favorite athlete of all time, but he's such a turd of a human.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of them are.
Yeah, I don't know. Not like Elway. Elway's extra turdy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Funny story to tell you all about my cousin's dog. Way back about 20 years ago.
There we go.
So she was being housebroken, and my cousin is not a John Elway fan. The only reason that she doesn't like the Broncos is because of John Elway. That's the only reason she doesn't like.
Fair enough.
So she went and got like, I don't know where she got these newspapers, but there were like hundreds of pictures of John Elway, and she used them as training pads for her dog.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, she's like,
wow.
Hey, Nikki, it's time to go outside. And then Nikki just went squat down and soaked his picture. And that's how she housebroke here.
I don't know how to act right now, Steve.
Maybe I could,
or Super Dave.
Maybe I could just, send him a thank you card for housebreaking her dog. Like, hey,
you should.
Because of you, our dog is now housebroken. So thanks a lot, John.
Yeah, because of you, I have. No, I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
Oh, God.
I can't beat that. John.
I'm looking through, not really speaking of John, but, I'm looking through the NFL draft. Chicago has the first pick. Houston has 2. Arizona has 3. Colts has 4. And Seattle has 5. But, the first 5 picks, 3 of the 5 does not have a head coach right now.
Well, yeah, that's how it works.
Arizona and Houston.
When you suck and you get those number 1 picks, those top 5 picks, you lose a coach.
You're going to look at 5, Seattle, Clyde.
I mean, if the Broncos kept their pick, there would be 4 teams in the top 5 that didn't have their coach.
Yeah.
So, right here at 5, we could be getting Bryce Young.
You think?
To replace Drew Lock.
Jesus. That's true, man. I'm telling you.
Dude,
George Payton needs a lot more credit for fucking this up.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you could have done that. You could have said, you know what, Drew Lock, now we're good. Now we could get that. But now we trade away a first-round draft pick, and we can't trade up. So if Russell Wilson don't work out, we're on the hook for all those millions of dollars because the longer we keep him, the worse it gets.
Yep.
So, I mean, Peyton really, really, really tied us up with this one. Well, that's a nice little thing there he did.
Yeah, he screwed the Broncos.
Where's the NFL draft this year? I know they kind
of Kansas City.
Is it Kansas City?
Yeah, buddy.
Mike, you might have to take a road trip up there, dog.
Dude, I'm gonna go. I think that's I'm planning on going.
Is it really in Kansas City this year?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's right up I-35, homie.
I know.
Well, 44, it's a different interstate, dog.
Well, I don't know the interstates. I'm from up here.
Hell, I'm from down here, and I know you got 25, 76, and 70 out there. I know those interstates.
70 is La La Land.
Oh, dude, it is. You get stuck in. You get west of Denver in the foothills, and you're just like, you're like in the twilight zone out there.
It was.
You mean east of Denver?
Yeah, east of Denver. I don't know why I said west of Denver. East of Denver. You get towards toward Kansas, and it's just like you're just like the mountains are behind you. You're in the middle of nowhere out there, dude.
Well,
you start hallucinating. You start seeing things that aren't there. You might see a state trooper that doesn't exist, and whatever,
Well, no, because once you passed on 70, once you passed Fort Hays in Kansas. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yep, sure enough, it is Union Station in Kansas City.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go.
Hmm.
Man, I wish we had the 5 pick. We could go and like the Broncos are on the clock.
Did you? Was it last year? Was in Las Vegas
Mm-hmm.
with the Raiders?
Yeah.
And Ice Cube busted out that microphone because he was just shouting, so let it blew it out, and they had to replace it after the first round. Because he was just yelling into it like, "Yeah, Raiders, we're awesome!" All of a sudden, you hear this echo because, like, there's a whatever little thing in there that controls the volume and everything. He just blew it completely out, and they was like, "Yeah, he just blew up that mic because he's that talented."
So Kansas City's this year. Looks like
Nashville.
24 is in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Nice.
And then 25 looks to be, it's not official, but looks to be in Green Bay.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, Greg Pinner and the rest of the ownership of the Denver Broncos, try to make it the NFL draft in Denver.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know where you do it at, but
I do.
What's a good location?
You could do it at a marijuana dispensary.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine?
Do it out in DIA.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the Gaylord, the resort.
True.
Out there by the airport, that would be a dope play for it.
Does it say the exact dates on the NFL draft?
I think it's like April, the last weekend in April.
Yeah.
Yeah. First weekend in May. It's going to be some fun stuff.
It's going to be interesting if we keep our first round pick or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we can't trade it for Sean Payton.
No.
That would be such a wet blanket.
Well, yeah, because I mean, then this whole draft this year is practically be worthless.
Yeah, if you're gonna trade a first round pick for a coach, go get Mike Tomlin.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
McVay.
Yeah, with Sean McVay.
Well, Sean McVay's off the table. He just signed an extension with the Rams.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Dang, I thought he was out for sure.
Yeah, no, they said they're going to keep him. In fact, I'm actually going to pull up the article on ESPN right here. And
I must have just came out. That's hot off the press. That's breaking news, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's a bummer because I was hoping that we could make a run for him.
No. Yep. Yeah, it says he's staying with the Rams after thinking about his future. He said, "I'm going to stay here in L.A."
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes Sean McVay a little bit more to Denver a reality.
Yeah.
I think it's Sean McVay is the guy that they want to hire.
Oh, Peyton?
I don't think it's or I say Sean Payton. Yeah,
we were talking about McVay. That guy was like, hold on, I was like, what?
No, Sean Payton is the guy the Broncos want to hire.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they'll make the move to make it happen, but I think it might benefit us in the long run, but I don't like giving up picks though. I just don't.
No, I don't either. Not especially for a coach. It's like.
Well, no, because theoretically even though it's going to be 2 draft picks or 2 draft years, we don't have a first. But in theory, it's 3 years because we had lost last year's first, and then we had gave up literally 2 first rounds this year.
Yep.
Assuming that that's the guy we go with, but whatever.
Oh man, make mine D'Amico Ryans. Let's go get D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah,
that's the guy I want.
He looks like a no-nonsense kind of guy, too.
He's smart, dude. I know he graduated at Alabama with a 4.2 GPA.
Dang.
Yeah. He's an academic All-American, dude. I know that doesn't prove anything. I'm just saying, like, that's a guy who probably thinks very clearly
you got an update for us related to the Rams? What's going on?
Speaking of
that's too significant.
Speaking of playoffs, who's up for some predictions for round one?
Jaguars beat the Chargers.
AFC, we got Bills, Dolphins, and 2-7 matchup. I got the Bills.
I got the Bills.
Without Tua, I think.
Yeah, the Dolphins are going with Skylar Thompson as quarterback and rookie quarterback, and up against a stifling Bills team is that. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Bills on that one.
Bills.
Same here. 3-6 matchup. Bengals, Ravens, without Lamar Jackson.
Bengals.
Same. 4-5, Jaguaros and the Chargers.
I'm taking the Jaguars on that one. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna. He's got a good coach that's, it's actually behaving himself and can coach him. I think he's got a good chance to win his first playoff game as an NFL quarterback.
Hell yeah, he does.
NFC matchup: 49ers, Seahawks, 2-7.
49ers.
Big time. Vikings, Giants in the 3-6.
Giants. I think Daniel Jones is hitting his stride, and with him and Saquon Barkley, I think they'll be a 1-2 punch to Minnesota.
See, my thing is this like the Vikings team when we were bowling that was down by 30? What the crap was it? 33 points.
33 points, and then they came back and won.
Came back and won. Or just the Vikings team that can come out and just slaughter you from the get-go.
I don't know. I don't know who the Vikings are.
Yeah, that's the thing. They got that Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. So
yeah,
I'm gonna stick with the
Giants.
The Giants. See, it's been a long day, dude.
I might take the Giants too in that one. I'm gonna take the Giants in the upset.
And then the last one, 4-5, Bucks, Cowboys. Tom Brady has never lost to Dallas, I think, ever.
Well, he ain't gonna start tonight. I mean,
I agree.
Clyde mentioned it at the beginning of the show. It's, a game is won by the team that wants that win more. You can have all the talent in the world, and you can have great players on both sides of the ball, but if you don't want to win more, then you're going to lose. And Tom Brady has something to prove, and the Buccaneers, even though they finished the season with a losing record, they still have a lot to prove. And Tom Brady's going to knock off the Cowboys, which is good because I've got dinner riding on that game. There's a local Mexican restaurant right across the street from where I work, and my friend is a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, and I've been ragging the Cowboys all year long when they lose. And we made a bet that if Dallas wins, I pay the tab. If Tampa Bay wins, he pays the tab. So we're going to go out for work next week and have dinner, and loser pays the tab. So.
Wow. So if the Cowboys lose, do they fire their coach?
Oh,
that's good. That's a good question. They need to fire their quarterback.
Well, let's say they fire their coach.
I still think Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat.
Yeah,
I think.
And remember, I think
Sean Payton wants to coach that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yep.
So that has Bronco implications.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. I've got a T-shirt for his name's Jose, and I've got a T-shirt that he's got to wear if he loses the bet. It's a shirt that says it's not a logo, it's a rating.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I love it. 1 star. Would not recommend.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good point. If in fact Dallas does lose out in the first round, which is possible, Clyde brought a good point. Does Dallas get rid of Mike McCarthy? Because remember, Dan Quinn is getting notified, and so is what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
The Boise kid.
Kellen Moore.
Anyway, who? Yes, Kellen Moore. Could we see the end of Mike McCarthy, and could we see Sean Payton to Dallas?
Yeah, I think that's I think that's a very real possibility.
Denver better make something up real quick with this thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
If they really, indeed, in fact, want want Sean Payton, they're going to have to make an offer and be like, okay, we're here. Right. But I guess that's not going to happen because I think it's Tuesday. Playoff game is Sunday, so.
No, the playoff game's Monday, actually. It's Monday night.
Oh, it's Monday night?
Yeah, it's a Monday night finale, so. Well, you know how they, going back to John Elway, you know how he opened opened all those car dealerships?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then sold them off once he made his money, I guess. But I jokingly told Jose, I said, Dak Prescott needs to open his own bakery and start selling turnovers.
Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dak is kind of washed.
Then he can even open his own school on how to teach quarterbacks to throw the proper interception. Because there's a right way of throwing it,
Yeah, there is. You got to make it.
You don't just throw it up for grabs. You got to throw it right to him so he can catch it. Oh, that's the wrong player. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Dak is in bad shape, man. He's not looking good.
No, he ain't.
It's gonna be curious what Dallas does here in the next 2 years next year or so because CeeDee Lamb should be getting close to his rookie year being over. Zeke, they got that horrible contract with Zeke. Dak's contract's kind of outrageous himself, but
yeah, CeeDee Lamb's rookie deal's coming to an end. They're gonna be like, "What do we do with him?" It's like, yeah.
Well, they got the 5th-year option, so they got 2 more years with CeeDee Lamb.
Because Jerry and CE is both the same class.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Cowboys lose, fire their coaches, and hire Sean McVay. Or not Sean McVay. God bless America. What's his name? Sean Payton.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Sean Payton. That would be something.
Now that I could see that.
Yeah.
I think that's what Sean Payton's been holding out for all along.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And truthfully, it wouldn't surprise me if Jerry Jones and him been talking all behind the scenes.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, so this comes down to a bidding war between the Broncos and the Cowboys, I think.
Yeah, and if I were George Payton, I would let Jerry Jones have him.
Well, yeah, if you're George Payton, you don't want to hire Payton.
No,
because that means that your job is no longer needed. Your services are no longer needed.
Exactly.
And you can kick rocks.
Go to In-N-Out Burger.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right down the street.
Step into my office. You're fucking fired.
Yeah, no kidding.
If they hire Sean Payton, George Payton is no longer a Denver Bronco.
Yeah, no kidding.
If he's not fired during the offseason, if we have another horrible season or we have a mediocre average season, I think he's done. I think he's got to win the division. He's got to get more.
He's got to beat whoever the head coach is. They got to beat Kansas City.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's your
that's going to be the one thing. Get in this losing streak so we can say we beat the Chiefs for once.
Agreed. And the Raiders, by the way, they've lost to the Raiders.
Well, I was going to say the Raiders got a number 2.
Yeah, they do.
I'm sick of losing to them too.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, we lost.
I'm just sick of losing. I'd like to be able to see them actually compete for a win.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Not sit there and just like, well, this game's over, and then go find something else to watch. There's not even halftime yet.
Here we go. Question: who's been the worst head coaches? Josh McDaniels, Vance Joseph, Nathaniel Hackett, or Vic Fangio?
Nathaniel Hackett is the worst coach of all time.
He is by far. I mean, I had a nickname for Josh McDaniels. We used to call him Josh McDummy, but Nathaniel Hackett just absolutely just went out there and laid a big old egg right in the middle of Mile High Stadium, and just left it there sitting in midfield. I mean, McDaniels had a couple of quick, good moments, but Nathaniel Hackett didn't win a single game. I mean, well, he won 4 games technically, but
Did he? Oh, I guess
but
yeah, he did.
those were what they call fluke wins. You know, just things fell where they did. It wasn't like he went out there and had a good game. I mean, McDaniels didn't have players fighting on the sidelines, for crying out loud. I mean, you know, Russell Wilson
Wait,
throws an interception, goes out there, let's ride. And his offensive lineman says, no, we're not riding. We're getting drugged by this horse.
wait. What happened there? By the way, I'm out of the loop on that deal. What happened?
So, from what I understand, is Russell Wilson threw an interception. It was a stupid interception because instead of throwing the ball to an open receiver, he tried to force it, and it got picked off. And he goes over to the sideline, tells the defense to, hey, let's ride. And one of the defensive linemen grabbed him and started like shaking him, and the coaches had to break it up.
Who shook him? What are we talking about? What is this?
I have no idea. I think I
see.
made half of that up, so you had to figure out which half I made up and which part I did.
Are you talking about Mike Purcell? Are you talking about that guy coming in and like?
Maybe so. All I remember is reading about it. Some dude, Wilson, the coaches had to break it up. I'm surprised that Daniel Hackett didn't get fired after that, because if it's that bad and people see it on TV, the general manager ought to say, hey, you know, you're not working out, but maybe George Payton had his head up his ass. I don't know.
No, George couldn't fire him, dude. He was the one that hired him.
Oh.
So you can't hire and fire a coach, especially when your quarterback is playing so bad and you've already given him an extension, an albatross, and you hired the wrong coach. You can't fire him right away because that isn't a black eye for you. So George Payton has been a lame duck all year.
Oh, okay. So was the owners was it the owners that fired Hackett?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Of course,
well, yeah. The owners would have said, "Hey, that looks bad on us," but maybe
the owners were embarrassed, man. They were like, "Okay, enough's enough. I'm embarrassed." And not only am I embarrassed, I'm pissed off at you too. That's why he's not even part of the hiring committee for the damn head coach right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not on the hiring committee for a head coach, what are you there for?
Right.
If you're the general manager.
Well, yeah, because right now we're sitting out with 1 first-round pick. We don't know if we're going to have that yet or not. I don't even think we have a second-round pick.
No, that's also
Seattle's. Our first pick is going to be in the 3rd round. And who knows? We may give those up for Sean Payton too. I don't know what we're going to give up or not give up, but
yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
either, man.
So the whole thing actually happened on the Rams game.
Okay, I didn't see the Rams game, so you got to talk to me.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So I'm looking at online here, and it says things got heated on the Broncos bench as a couple of players got into a brief physical altercation in the 3rd quarter. After Russell Wilson suffered another sack, Brett Ripien approached the offensive lineman to give him peace of mind. It was Dalton Risner. And Dalton Risner shoves Brett Ripien. Russell Wilson steps in, and Brett Ripien attempts to shove Russell Wilson, says, hey, man, I'm busting my ass, but here you are throwing picks. So maybe that was the whole thing that caused the owners to fire Hackett if he can't control his own players.
Well, so Risner is the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Broncos, by the way. So it's not like some chump.
Yeah.
You know. So that's a weird situation. I did not know about that. So he shoved the backup quarterback.
Yeah. And then coaches and players try to get into it. And Russell Wilson grabbed Brett and tried to pull him away, and Risner shoved Russell Wilson.
Oh, damn. That's amazing.
Of course, it's not much of
Dang.
a shove, being that Russell Wilson's only 5'7". So, I mean,
But he weighs 220, dude. So
no, he weighs 250. He's fat. Remember?
whatever,
Whatever.
whatever you want to call it. He's a pudge, man. He's a
Yeah.
little bowling ball.
Right. Good Lord.
All right, that's hilarious. Okay, so that's what's going on. So Reisner is no longer a Bronco. He
I heard-
sealed that.
I've
He's not
heard
coming
rumors
back.
that they may not keep him after his rookie's up.
Which is this year. Like
I think it is, yeah.
he's on a contract year, so he's no longer going to be a Denver Bronco.
They need a massive change up front.
Whoa, that's a big deal, man.
Yeah,
I did not know about that.
See, I thought I was talking about the incident after the game with Randy Gregory.
Oh, there's another one?
Oh yeah, Randy Gregory and the Rams player almost literally fist fought.
Really?
Yep.
And then he hurt himself and went on IR.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Gregory, that's another bust. George Payton, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, if he can't stay healthy, that's going to be another contract that went down the drain.
Indeed.
Nope.
Oh man, we're a mess. We're still a mess.
Oh, this is an organization that they've got to find a lot of identity and figure out what they want in the next year. Because if we with this head coaching thing, we keep sending ourselves back more and more back, and nobody wants to come to Denver and play with Russ because we're a dumpster fire, dude.
Exactly.
I think Super Dave got abducted by aliens.
That didn't shock me. There he is.
I'm back. Yeah, no, they spent 2 seconds with me. They said, who's your favorite NFL team? I said, Denver Broncos. They said, okay, you're going back to Earth.
Super Dave, I gotta ask you, dude. Do you coordinate Bigfoot hunts?
Oh God!
You look like you coordinate.
I never looked for Bigfoot, but I've been on a snipe hunt a time or two.
You look like you coordinate Bigfoot hunts.
Well, hey, it's the beard, okay? It's what the ladies like, all right?
I ain't mad at you, Dave. I love it.
Hey, Dave, can you bowl?
Bowl?
Bowl.
I used to.
Nice.
So, but it's been years. I'm probably a little bit rusty. But in fact, there's actually so I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nextdoor is, the neighborhood app or whatever keeps you in with everything. So there's a guy up here in Edmond that's coordinating a bowling night next weekend. So he's got a couple lanes reserved over at the bowling alley up here, and he said for a couple hours we're just going to go over and meet each other and knock down some pins and get to know each other. So
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I've got my bowling ball ready and everything. So it's all well and good.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that was fun, Mike. We got to do that again.
I'll be back for sure in July, if not sooner.
Okay, cool.
So.
Yeah, I'm actually coming up to see my mom out in the Salida area at the Memorial Day weekend.
Nice.
So, Clyde, if you find yourself down there, we can meet up and get to know each other.
Sounds good, Dave. I'll try to get down there. I've never been down to Salida, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a tourist trap, but it's a nice little town in the same regard. So.
Heck yeah. I know.
Yeah,
I know about it.
One of the things I missed doing was around towards the end of July and August. Me and my friend would contact one of the rafting companies. We'd go inner tubing down the Arkansas River.
Heck yeah, that sounds like a blast.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just like we jump in at there's a boat ramp right there at the right in the middle of downtown Salida, and we hop off at Swissvale a few miles down the river before it got real rough. And we just kind of steer our inner tubes over there. And one of his friends would meet us up there with his car. And we just load up and head back home. So it's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
course, it's in the middle of summer, so the water's not too cold either.
And it's not too big. Like the water isn't too big.
No,
By
I
then.
mean, right out of springtime when the snow starts melting. There was one point, I think 2013, I think it was, because they moved to Edmond in 15. I think 2013, the state issued a advisory because the river was running at over 4,000 cubic feet per second.
Woo!
I mean,
I don't know what that means, but it sounds a lot.
I don't say that's that doesn't
that's
sound
flash
fun.
flood territory right there. That's some fast
man.
moving water. So
I was in the hospital during that old time.
yeah, tell you what, the Broncos about to put you back in the hospital if you're not careful.
I know, man. I know. Trust me. That's why I'm so mad at them. Like, hey, dude, you're gonna kill me. I can't be doing this.
So I got, as we get towards wrapping up, hey Dave, I got one story. I'm going to see if Clyde will share about his two gentlemen in the lift.
Oh no, I can't go there. But I will say.
We'll do it. We'll do it at the end of the show.
Oh, okay. So
off air.
Yeah, we'll do it off the recording. So
yeah, we'll do that way.
Well, so the whole DeMar Hamlin thing has like brought up the question: why do we love football so much?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is because it is representation of masculinity in its full form, in its purest sense, right? Yep. But what is masculinity? Like, what is the most masculine thing you can do? Okay, I'll just put it there. What is the most masculine thing? What is the most masculine action? Dave.
Just whacking somebody.
Kind of. But the most masculine act is to violate another man against his will. And by violate, I mean, pound it into their end zone, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. So football is the act of penetrating another man's end zone, and that is the drag form of masculinity. So we love football because
maybe that's why the NFL decided to do the whole body weight thing when it came to roughing the passer.
No, I don't think so. I think this is more metaphorical. So look, if you're a man, your whole thing is to keep your culo from being penetrated. And that's what the end zone is, right? So we, as football fans, watch another team. That's why we root for our team so hard, is because we don't want to be violated. No. We want to be the team violating the other team. And that's why we take it so personal on Sunday when our team loses, is because we are letting the other team penetrate our end zone more than we're able to penetrate theirs. Therefore, we're not as masculine anymore.
No, you're not.
It's a slight on our masculinity.
Yeah. And right? You go down there and, go back to the Cleveland Browns, 2016. They got their end zone violated 16 times right in a row and didn't even do it once.
Exactly. That's the problem, right? So football is the act, is the game action of the most masculine act known to man. And that's why we love it so much. Yeah, we don't realize we love it so much because of that, but we do. We love to be pounding our rock into the end zone against the will of the defense. Mm-hmm. As humans, it's human nature, right? And that's why, and women like it too because of that too. They're like, yeah, that's the team that I want. I want to be associated with the team that is more capable of pounding the end zone than the team that's going to be taking it in the end.
Yeah, they want to go all that way and get disappointed, so they want to go with the team that's capable of doing it.
Exactly. So women enjoy it as well. So this isn't just a man thing; it's a human thing. And so once you realize that that's what it is, you can appreciate the game for what it is, and that is. Yeah, it's a very violent game. It's a very humiliating game. It's violent, and that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
So you can't take the violence out of it.
Okay, so I got this question for you, Clyde.
Yeah, shoot.
Based on what you just said, how would you define targeting?
Targeting. How would I define targeting?
Oh, God.
Is that where like well, first of all, so the uniforms they wear, right? The helmet. You're talking helmet to helmet or helmet to body, right?
Right.
So the helmet, a bigger helmet, broader shoulder pads, all of it's it's all drag show, right? But the helmet is the tip of the spear, and it very much is phallic as well if you look at it. The helmet is. So if you're hitting somebody with that, it's frankly, it's not nice. So targeting it's just to try to make it a little more friendly. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know that. All I know is that we have one team trying to pound it into the end zone of the other team against their will. Yeah. And the team who pounds it into the other team's end zone the most wins.
Yeah, there you go. And if you need to get a little targeting in there to get it done, then do what you need to do.
Exactly. And if you're not, and holding and all that stuff, that's just like, you can't do that. You can't hold
it. You can't. No, you can't hold the dude. You got to just pound it.
You got to let him. You got to at least let him. You can't just. Yeah, holding is unfair. Penalties are unfair, so you can't. You got to have the most fair. Never mind, Dave.
So, never mind.
Okay, look. So, a woman cannot ever be football is a man's sport for that reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because penetration is a man thing. Okay, so women.
Okay, since you've already opened the worms.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: women don't have the right equipment to penetrate in the first place.
Correct. Exactly. You're nailing it. And just like a man doesn't have the equipment to be a woman and doing the most feminine act. What's the most feminine act? If the most masculine act is anal rape of another man against his will, what is the most feminine act? Super Dave.
Yeah, I'm here, dude. I don't
it's not rhetorical. Okay, I'll answer that. It's to give birth, to make a baby.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the most feminine act. Now that doesn't mean that she's soft either, right? That's not a beautiful. It is a beautiful experience, but for the woman, it's not very. It's very much something that a man will never be able to experience.
Right.
Right. There's no man on earth that can experience that.
Well, no.
Well, some political people think there is, but they just got their head up their ass. So
that's what I'm saying. Okay, now to usurp one of those two things, to say like I'm a woman because I dress like a woman, you're not a woman because you're unable to give birth, right? You're unable to do the most feminine act. And as a man, you are always capable of doing the most masculine act, albeit probably not going to be able to do it to everybody, but you will be able to do that act because you have the equipment to do that act.
Yeah.
whereas you don't have the equipment to do the feminine act. Right. So just because you think you're they them doesn't make you a they them, right? You're a man or a woman. Those are two different things. And those two things are exemplified in those two acts. If you can do one of those two acts, that's what makes you a man or a woman.
Right. So, speaking of Damar Hamlin,
yes,
EA Sports announced that their CPR celebration in Madden 23 has been removed. So there was a celebration in the game where they would like when you score a touchdown in Madden.
Right.
Oh. Like you take the right stick or whatever and pick a celebration. There's either like individual, swagger, group, whatever. And it would randomly pick one of them. Well, one of them was a CPR where the dude who scored the touchdown would drop down and the other guys would pretend to do CPR on him. And they said that's a little insensitive, so they removed it from the game.
I agree.
Wow.
Yeah. See what climate change is doing to us, man?
Yeah, man. And this caused me to lose my hair and start looking like Mike.
Hey, I'm catching up to Clyde here.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got a glare going, man. Look at that glare, dude. I
don't got much left of mine.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
I had to tell people before you watch this podcast, put on your sunglasses.
Oh, ouch. Is that a Bigfoot jab?
Maybe so.
For the people that's in the audience, feel free to call in if you like and tell us your thoughts.
On drag queens.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that because it's obviously a big topic. Speaking of that, I know it's off topic and way off sports, but
yeah,
I watched the video that this guy, he's to me, he's a guy. I don't care what anybody thinks. He's a guy that wants to feel like he's a woman now, but he said that he has periods, and he literally.
Oh, I saw that guy.
Did you? Mm-hmm. So
what a moron! Human.
Yeah. He's like, what do I do with this thing?
Oh, I have to do this every month.
And I watched all these little stitches and everything else that people comment. It's like, dude, there's one woman who said that there's nothing you do with that. You're a man. Exactly. Go put that away and go home and realize you're a man. You have balls.
Listen, man, this whole thing of these men that think they're women is so misogynist. It's disgusting. It's the most misogynist thing ever.
It's bizarre.
No, in fact, I actually got kicked off a Facebook page because of a sports group because somebody posted a picture of Kata Ledecky, the Olympic swimmer. She owns like every female record out there. It's like the whole chart is, or like the top 10 swim times in U.S. history all belong to Kate Ledecky. It's just like 1 through 10 is Kate Ledecky, so on and so forth. And I said, well, not until Leah Thomas arrives, and that was enough to get me booted.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I spoke the truth. I mean, he went over there, broke all the women's records. It's like, yeah, not transgender. Might as well to break a record.
Well,
how unfair is that?
Oh, it's totally unfair.
Well, you can't say anything anymore without somebody being upset.
Well, that just gets my ass. That's
where I'm at too.
Well, just like the Air Raids Facebook page, it got it's on ban mode right now from Facebook because it said Merry Christmas.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, dude.
Because you said Merry Christmas?
Because it's Merry Christmas. So that month, no, it was off that Monday. That Tuesday coming back into the office following that, because we were off that Monday because we observed it on Monday since it was on Sunday.
Yeah.
So going into the office on that Tuesday, I got a notification from Facebook saying, hey, your Facebook page is right now permanently account something, and you cannot post anything. And if you don't respond to this, like in 15 days, your page is going to be banned, like literally banned.
Whoa.
Yep.
And they gave you the reason because you said Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Along with
actually, Here, I've
other
got this.
20
This is.
something.
This is. I thought this was hilarious, but I ended up apologizing to the guy because I guess I crossed him. But I was working at Walmart and I didn't know this guy was Jewish. And so I wished him Merry Christmas. He goes, I'm Jewish. I'm like, well, my bad. Happy Hanukkah. He's like, it ain't that time of year yet.
Well, happy something.
Exactly. I said, well, happy something. And apparently my manager's like, hey, you can't say that to people. I'm like, what do I say then? See you tomorrow?
Hey man, when I worked at Walmart, our Jewish guy was our Santa too. He loved it. He was like, "Yeah, I love being Santa."
Yeah.
See if I can find it real quick.
It's hilarious.
But no, it amazes me how so soft we are now. We can't say anything without somebody being offended.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like say for example, we could have made fun of the blind people when we were bowling.
Oh.
But you know, we weren't. It was actually quite interesting, to be honest.
Right. So
I thought you were blind at first when I saw you bowling.
You got jokes.
Yeah,
it's like damn.
Yeah, I had to rub my eyes twice because I didn't realize you can bowl, dude.
Right.
I had to rub my eyes the third game, realizing my own wife was beating me at that point. So yes, Clyde, you were right. I was blind at that point.
Yeah. So I got something funny to tell you. This actually, I'm surprised I actually didn't get kicked out of this restaurant for this.
Uh-oh.
But so, and it's a good thing I don't know sign language, because it was 2018. It was the year that the Army came to Norman.
Oh,
I went
yes.
down. I went down to the Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the game because I didn't want to spend $70 on a ball game like that. So I went down there and watched the game with a whole bunch of Center fans, and I'm sitting there waiting for a table to open up or a bar spot or whatever, so I can sit down and watch the game. And apparently, there's these 5 women at the hostess station, and I guess they're either mute or deaf or something. They're all using sign language. And I'm sitting there and thinking, oh, Dave, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then like the inner voice, you're fighting. I said, you know what? Screw it. I want to say it. So I thought about it. If I knew sign language, I would use sign language to lower your voice, quit talking. So like they were just doing those hand motions. I'm like, lower your voice, whatever that thing is.
You don't have to shout. Stop shouting.
Right. Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. Okay.
You're my kind of people, dude.
Anyone still watching,
so Dave, Clyde's gonna come with you. Start searching for Bigfoot now.
Oh yeah, I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, come down. I'll show you where Bigfoot's at.
I'm sure you can show me. I'm sure you can show me.
Hey, so Clyde, are you guys gonna? I don't think I should say this. I'm going to anyway since you brought it up. Just make sure that Bigfoot don't penetrate you guys' end zones, though.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
No, we'll have our goal line defense ready to go.
Yeah, I'm in the run and shoot, bro. I'm running the run and shoot. Because your boy is gone. Bro, okay. That brings up a story of mine. So in Honduras this year. So me and my brother-in-law are driving. We got these cigars for gifts for friends. Right. And the guy that he's like, yeah, this is where we grow our cigars. We have like a little like hacienda up on this mountain, and there's coffee, and we have a restaurant, and you could go up there and check it out. And we're like, okay, let's go do that. So we drive up this mountain searching for this place, and we get up to this pot. We can't drive. We got to turn around and go back down. We got to go up another side. Anyway, we get to this point where there's no way we can start driving, but there's a sign that says, this is where it is. You just got to go up this mountain. So we walk. So on the sign, though, it says, don't poach, don't kill the animals. And the animals that they show is like a jaguar and like, these beautiful animals, whatever. I give it no mind. We start walking. We get all the way to the top of this mountain, and we're looking for this place, and it's washed out. We can't find it. So we're like, yeah, let's just turn around. It's been an hour. We were walking for about an hour. It's like, let's just turn around and go back into town. We'll eat there. Like, okay. So we turn around. We're starting to walk down, and all of a sudden we hear this sound like, like, right? Like super loud. And we all stop and we look at it. It's three of us. We stop and look at each other like, what the hell was that? And all of a sudden the noise comes from behind us too. Like, oh shit. We're surrounded by whatever that thing is, right? And so we're like, what do we do? So we start walking down slowly and it keeps getting louder and louder and louder. This noise is just like terrifying, dude. And I turn around and my brother-in-law, he's like way behind me. He's like, I'm not going anywhere near wherever you are, dude. I'm stopping. I don't know what the hell that is, but it is terrifying. So I'm yelling at the jungle, expecting something to jump out of the trees, right? And I'm like, hey! And nothing. So just like, the sound. Oh my God. Whatever that is, it's going to eat me. I'm recording with my phone the whole time. I'm like, I'm recording. Whatever's going to eat me, I'm going to record it. So I'm coming around this corner and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And here it is again. Oh, man, what is that sound? And then out of nowhere, my brother-in-law's ex-wife, she's with us too. She comes up, she's on the phone because there's an emergency phone number on the sign that she took a picture of. And so she calls the emergency number, like, what the hell is that noise? And they're like, oh no, dude, it's howler monkeys. And sure as shit, we turn the corner and there's the 15 howler monkeys in this tree just screaming at us in the most terrifying growl ever. So yeah, that's my story of me almost being eaten by Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of my good friends, Charles, his nickname is actually Sasquatch because he's 6'7" and extremely hairy. So we just call him Sasquatch.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna call that guy?
Right.
No doubt.
Tiny?
Clyde's like 6'3".
Really? You don't look that big on the screen, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I've been working out.
Yeah, that dude's big in person, dude. Just watch out.
Yeah. Watch out for the end zone.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna have to pack a lunch to bring it into my end zone, brother.
Clyde will pick you up and sit you on his lap like you
Howler monkey style.
There you go.
Hello.
You know what this is though? We went from, this is how bad of a season it was for Denver. We literally talked about the recap of the Broncos season. Now we're just making the most random stories.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Broncos are not fun. It's not good radio. What's good radio is deviance. It's true.
To the person that's in here literally watching in the audience.
They're still watching us.
It's amazing. I applaud you.
Well, you're more faithful.
I can't.
You're more loyal than 18,000 Bronco fans who never show up.
For real.
That is so true, dude. I want that person as a friend. Whoever that is.
I really want to know who it is.
Follow me on Twitter. Bad Diesel 44.
Yeah.
I really want to know who this person is.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, boys, I hate to cut you off, but I gotta get out of here. I got some stuff I gotta do tomorrow morning, so I gotta.
I did too, brother.
Bail, man.
No, I was gonna wrap it up anyway because I gotta long week and edit this thing, and we can release this thing. But
Oh no, dude, just release it unfiltered, uncensored.
Oh, it's definitely doing
Agreed.
that. I'm just going to make sure that the part that we got kicked out on and then all that gets added in because that's some good stuff. And to the person in the audience, thank you for watching because I don't know who
to
you
the
are.
one person listening.
Yeah. You have more fans than the Cleveland Browns did.
Yeah.
I applaud you. And you've been listening to the Air Raid Attack podcast. Listen anywhere you can get podcasts from. Happy New Year, everyone. Clyde and Dave, thank you for coming on, and we'll be also talking soon. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you all same time, same place next week. Take care.
Yep. Later.